The Georgia Department of Audits and Accounts provides independent, unbiased information and impactful recommendations to promote accountability and improve government. We have released a report on the Stable Housing Accountability Program, also known as SHAP. We found inconsistencies in the initial grant award process, as well as program certification delays that impacted reimbursements. In 2024, the General Assembly created a grant program known as the Stable Housing Accountability Program to address homelessness in Georgia. State statute sets minimum standards for SHAP programs and participants, such as requiring sobriety and participation in job training. Many of these requirements are similar to aspects of accountability courts. The General Assembly appropriated $1 million for SHAP's first year. Of this, $850,000 was awarded as grants, while the remaining $150,000 was reserved for program administration. SHAP is primarily administered by the Department of Community Affairs, or DCA. DCA awarded SHAP grants to 6 applicants. All 6 were experienced providers already providing services similar to those required by SHAP. Our review found that SHAP's award process lacked the controls needed to ensure grants were appropriately awarded. DCA did not ensure consistent scoring and calculations for the grant applications. Staff said the process was similar to other housing assistance grants. However, the lack of formal procedures led to inconsistencies in how staff scored the applications. Additionally, DCA's post-scoring review did not ensure the scoring inconsistencies were identified and addressed. Ultimately, calculation errors led to one provider incorrectly receiving an award despite having a lower score than another applicant. Additionally, delays in the certification process prevented timely reimbursements to SHAP providers. Providers were notified of their awards in late December and were expected to begin serving SHAP clients by January 1st. However, DCA did not certify that the providers met statutory requirements until more than 7 months after program services began. Certification is required by statute before providers can request reimbursements. As a result, providers were unable to access funds for most of the grant year. Finally, DCA did not establish performance measures to assess program and provider performance. Performance measures for SHAP were not created until late in the 2025 grant year, which prevented effective monitoring of program and provider outcomes. Performance measures published for the 2026 grant year focused primarily on program outputs, such as the number of participants, rather than outcomes to measure program effectiveness. We recommend that DCA create written standard procedures for the SHAP grant award process and implement sufficient controls to ensure scoring consistency, continue with plans to certify providers prior to issuing awards, and consider additional outcome-based performance measures and establish clear methods to collect and monitor the data. You can learn more by reading the full report, available on our website.